Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Desi TV USA. I am Tabinda Gol. Let's take a look at the headlines. Charlie Kirk, murder suspect arrested in Utah. United Nations backs two-state solutions with overwhelming vote. Pakistan reaffirms supports for Palestine at United Nations. Israel strike hit school shuttle in Gaza City. NATO reinforces eastern flank after Russian drone strike Poland. And Charlie Kirk becomes first woman to lead Nepal. These are headlines, lead to news detail. Viewers, now the top story is here. A major development in Utah tonight. Police have arrested a young man suspected of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk, ending a tense two-day manhunt. Authorities confirm the suspect was taken into custody peacefully. The case has sparked national debate with widespread call for justice and tighter security at political event.
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. He talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
Kirk was an author and a podcast host who helped build the Republican Party's support among younger.
Viewers, now at the United Nations, a landmark declaration supporting steps towards a two-state solution between Israel and the Palestinians has been overwhelmingly endorsed. 142 countries voted in favor, while just 10 opposed the motion. The outcome is seen as a strong signal of international backing for renewed efforts towards peace in the region.
The United Nations General Assembly on Friday overwhelmingly voted to endorse a declaration outlining steps toward a two-state solution between Israel and the Palestinians. There were 142 votes in favor and 10 against.
Abstentions, 12.
The 7-page declaration is the result of an international conference at the UN in July on the decades-long conflict. The United States and Israel boycotted that event and voted against the declaration.
For those who want peace, come and join us.
Riyad Mansour, Palestinian permanent observer to the United Nations, spoke after the vote.
I want to thank the overwhelming majority of nations that voted for the endorsement of this declaration.
Viewers, now at the United Nations, Pakistan has voted in favor of the resolutions endorsing the New York declarations on the peaceful settlement of the questions of Palestine. Ambassador Asam Iftikhar Ahmad reaffirmed Pakistan's principal stance, support for an independent Palestinian state on pre-1967 borders with Al-Quds and Al-Sharif as its capital. He strongly condemned Israel's ongoing aggression in Gaza, which has killed more than 64,000 people and destroyed civilian infrastructures, calling these acts grave violations of international law. Pakistan urged an immediate unconditional ceasefire and full humanitarian access, stressing that occupation is the root cause of instability in the Middle East. The ambassador also welcomed the international conference on the two-state solutions, co-chaired by Saudi Arabia and France, and called for concrete, coordinated actions to ensure lasting peace and Palestinian self-determination.
Pakistan.
Thank you, Madam President. We should get used to saying Madam President in this hall and more often in the UN system. Pakistan has voted in favor of the resolution just adopted. In doing so, we reaffirm our long-standing and principled position on the question of Palestine, based on the inalienable right of the Palestinian people to self-determination and the establishment of an independent, viable, and contiguous state of Palestine on the basis of the pre-1967 borders with Al-Quds Al-Sharif as its capital, in accordance with the relevant resolutions of the United Nations and international legitimacy. Pakistan has, without prejudice to its long-standing and principled position on the question of Palestine, endorsed the outcome document entitled New York Declaration on the Peaceful Settlement of the Question of Palestine and the Implementation of the Two-State Solution of the high-level international conference convened in New York from 28th to 30th of July. This endorsement reflects Pakistan's consistent commitment to the realization of a just and lasting peace. Pakistan strongly condemns the ongoing Israeli.
Viewers, now the sad news is here in Gaza and other tragedies unfolding. Israeli forces have attacked a school in the Al-Shati refugee camp. The building has been serving as a makeshift shelter for forcibly displaced Palestinians. Casualty numbers are still emerging, but the strike adds to the growing toll of civilian suffering amid the continued conflict.
ولا حدا له في اي تنظيم ولا اي حاجه، كلهم اللي قاعدين هنا غلاب. رسالتي انا لكل مواطن انه ما يردش على الجيش ويطلع على الجنوب، يتمهم هنا، وان شاء الله بتخلص الحرب وكله بيرجع على داره.
NATO is stepping up its defenses in Eastern Europe after Russian drones struck Polish territory. Officials say the mission will deploy a range of assets integrating both air and ground bases to strengthen security. The move highlights growing concern within the alliance about Russia's escalating tactics and the potential risk to member states.
Successfully ensured the defense of NATO territory. Whilst this was the largest concentration of violations of NATO airspace that we have seen, what happened on Wednesday was not an isolated incident. Russia's recklessness in the air along our eastern flank is increasing in frequency. And today, General Kinkowicz and I are here to announce that NATO is launching Eastern Sentry to bolster our posture even further along our eastern flank. This military activity will commence in the coming days and will involve a range of assets from allies including Denmark, France, United Kingdom, Germany and others. Eastern Sentry will add flexibility and strength to our posture and make clear that as a defensive alliance, we are always ready to defend.
Viewers, in the historic moment for Nepal, former Chief Justice Charlie Kirk has been sworn in as the country's interim leader. She is the first woman to hold the top post. Kirk's appointment comes at the time of political transitions, and her leadership is being seen as a milestone for women's representations in Nepal.
उहाँलाई शपथ ग्रहण गराउनु भएको छ र अब यो यसले जेनजीका लागि नयाँ ढोका खोलेको छ। जेनजीको मागहरू सम्बोधन।
So viewers, thank you for watching and thank you for supporting. This is me, Tabinda, signing off. Stay tuned for more news. DTV USA, DTV and another OTT platform, DTV Flex, where you can access to over 3,000 channels. So stay tuned and stay with us.
Now I am American. I have citizen.
I still have my Salvadorian passport and now I have my USA passport. I am a citizen of the US.
Khi cầm cái hộ chiếu Mỹ, cô rất là tự hào mình là công dân Mỹ.
La ciudadanía para mí significa oportunidades.
Si ya tienen el tiempo que pueden hacerse ciudadanas, que lo hagan.
No pierde nada uno con intentarlo.
Como dicen en México, echándole ganas, todo se puede.
Neurological care is a pressing healthcare challenge in Pakistan. That's why Helping Hand USA is building Kind R, a world-class hospital with 130 plus clinics that is set to establish new standards for neurological care in Pakistan. As the first phase nears completion, anticipation is growing for the launch in the second half of 2025. Give zakat and sadaqah through Helping Hand USA today and join this historic endeavor to redefine future healthcare in Pakistan.